Good morning, folks. I just wanted to show y'all something here. This is the outdoor cookhouse slash laundry room. And if you look up top here, right there, you'll see something. It looks like another building. And that other building is something that I just about got completed. It's a, I believe, 21-foot long screened-in building. And there's the stairs I built going up it. There's the old cabin, the front porch, and there's the stairs I built. And I built that thing on top of a shipping container. I thought you'd find that interesting. It's a 9.5-foot high shipping container. The deck up there is 10-inch 2x10s. And the shipping container is approximately 2 feet off the ground. So it's got some height to it. This was originally supposed to be a deck for water storage, but once I got it started, I said, you know, I like to build my wife a screened-in porch where she can come out here and enjoy the mornings and the afternoons when she gets off work. She can sit up there. And about 98% of this I built well, pretty much by myself. My son and his friend helped put on the roof, and Nancy helped stand up, I think, one wall. And then I had to bring the poles in, and I didn't have a tractor, so I had to use trees and ropes and truck to stand the poles up and stabilize them as I'm standing them up, because I didn't want them to fall and hit the stairs. And each one of these poles is about 5.5 feet in the ground, and they're solid. I haven't got it tied to it yet, and it's not completed, but I've got a lot done. The stairs were extremely hard to make. Not to make, but to actually install, because I did it by myself, and there was I didn't have it resting on or nailed to the top deck or anything. I just had it leaning against the side of the container. And the bottom of the stair rungs, if you look, you'll see that they don't actually reach the ground. I have a ramp that goes up. And I know, listen, the brick is a poor excuse for a step, but hey, it was something to get me up there and I can start enjoying it right away and didn't have to worry about stumbling, and everybody that's walked up it found it very easily. Only, I think out of all the people that have been up there, there's only been 2 that have stumbled and fell. And what happens in Madison stays in Madison. We got them buried out there in San Pedro Bay. Oops, I didn't mean to say that out loud. Anyway, they're fine. So you can see it was a work. It was a job. It wasn't easy. I still got to put some trim up on all them 2x4s where the screen is stapled to. Oh, come on up here and take a little trip. Let's see what we got. Oh, we're starting to get a little view here. There's the outdoor cookhouse slash laundry room. There's the old cabin. That's an area that I just cleared by hand with a bunch of pine trees. I forgot there was 21 in all, I think. I cut up and dragged them out. Load them up. There's my truck. So that's a panoramic view from the, not quite the top step, but we'll get up here. And again, you can see how massive these telephone poles are. And I got 4 of them. I got 2 on this side, and then 2 on the other side. As you can see right there, there's 1 of them from the other side. I'm trying not to shake too much. There's our tour bus. Rumor has it that it was once owned by Charlie Daniels. And I kind of confirmed that when we first got it. I opened it up and found Willie Nelson inside one of the cabinets. I had to wake him up and get him out of there. Anyway, this is the top of the container. There's going to be a door right there. I got a piece of screen over it right now. And that door will open up to another deck, and that's where I'm going to have the water tank. That water tank's going to supply water to the cookhouse if I need it, gravity fed. And it'll send water to the greenhouse and probably both gardens. We got a garden there, another one you can't see that's through the trees over there. And we got a metal roof on this thing, so I can put gutters along the top to collect it. So I got deck board on part of it and plywood on part of it. The plywood part was the original part I planned on putting the water tanks. I had a 300-gallon water tank. I decided to go with something a little bit smaller, maybe 3 55-gallon drums or 4 55-gallon drums. Now that's a temporary door too. I got a screen, just a screen there, and I close it. And then I have a little latch here that keeps the bugs out. So I thought you'd find it interesting. Up on top here, I'm going to have 2 ceiling fans. I got one already in the workshop. I'm going to have that put up. And so far, it's pretty cool up here. I do have a fan up here, so if it gets a little, and I'm going to have electricity run up here, even if it's via extension cord like I'm using right now just for the build. Now I got to figure out a way to strap this building to the poles, because right now this whole building is just sitting on this deck. These poles are right next to it. I mean, I'm talking right next to it. And if you look, I barely have any room up there. When I stood it up, I thought it was going to hit the roof, and thank goodness it didn't. And the same with this one over here. I did cement all the poles in except for one. Averaging I'm only putting in like 4 bags of concrete. There's that one there. It didn't go up quite as far, but I want to secure the roof to the poles, and I want to secure the building to the poles. So anybody got any ideas? patriotbob@hotmail.com. Send me a message. patriotbob@hotmail.com. Send me a message on what they think I should use. Now I got strapping. I do have a couple screws right there, but that ain't gonna hold nothing. I just put it up there to temporarily keep the building from shaking. And I got these I'm using them as gussets up there. That plywood you see is 3/4 inch plywood. I'm using that as a gusset. And like I said, this is all screened in now. This is all, I don't know if you can tell or not, but it's all screened in. And then on the railing down here, which is quite convenient for putting stuff on, you see I got my charger there, and I got some tangle trap for the yellow flies. I apply that to the black buckets and hang them up, and the yellow flies land on them, and that ends up being their demise. But along here, you'll see these gaps. On each one of these there's a gap, and then another one over here, and all the way down. And I was going to put a piece of trim all the way down, but I decided not to, because what I realized when I had my 10-22 up here, which is a gun for those who don't know, I found that each one of these are perfect to put to the barrel of a gun. You set your gun on the ground and put your barrel right there, and it holds it perfect. So I decided to just leave it up here, and leave it like that. So we're in the month of May. We're getting towards the end. I think today's the 28th or something like that. I don't know if you can see the temperature, and it's around 9 o'clock, I think, and it's 80 degrees. It's going to warm up real fast. I got a lot of work to do today in the sheep pen, building a new sheep pen for our lambs that we've been waiting to give birth, and we found out today that they may not be pregnant according to the lady we bought them from. So that's disappointing, but maybe it's good, maybe it's bad, I don't know. All things work together for the good for them that love the Lord, are called according to his purposes. So, maybe we weren't, since the pen wasn't ready, maybe things just weren't ready. So anyway, that's terrible. Look at all that mess. That's all scrap wood. Not all, but some of it is from cuts and stuff like that. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed what we do. Oh, let me just share some of the purposes of this, okay? First of all, it's one of the most relaxing places that you can sit. If you get up here, look, I mean, you can tell. Look at that dog. Does he look relaxed or what? Huh? Where's Catch at? Come here, Catch. We got another dog around here named Catch. Come on, Catch. Come on, baby. Here she comes. Oh, what a good girl she is. That's my dog Catch right there. Yeah. She's a good girl. She likes chickens. So most of the time she's a good girl. So the idea was, I mean, if you look at it, like this light, it's a soft, almost like a yellow light. If I had most of the lights turned off on the property and had this light on with a radio and one of my dummies sitting up here in this chair at night, and somebody walked up and wanted to steal something out of my workshop, which is the container, they would hear the radio up here, they would see the light, and then they'd see the silhouette of what they thought was a person sitting in one of these chairs. So it's a great deterrent if you're worried about theft, during normal times, I've been clearing out right through there. You see how thick it is right in there, all the trees? And then right there is kind of a little bit cleared out. I got a little bit more clearing to do, and I'll be able to see the other garden. And I'll be able to dispatch some of the rabbits we got there. So, I don't know what's my dog growling at. So, but anyway, I thought you'd find that interesting. As a person that's always been security minded, if you had all the lights off up here at night and you just happen to have some thermal or some night vision, my goodness, man, what a vantage point you'd have, Now, if I clear out some trees right over in that direction right there, I'll be able to see the sheep pen. Any coyotes that come in. So, but the idea is with the thermal or the night vision, particularly the thermal, you can't hardly hide from it, really. You really can't. And owning a few of them, because one is none, none is one. No, one is none, two is one. That's the old saying. One is none, two is one. And the reason they say that is because if one breaks down, then you have another one. So you still got one. So that, I just thought of it as something strategic as far as, and I'm not saying that this is the all, but man, I'll tell you what, if I had to do an interior security, interior now, I'm not talking about a quarter mile out or half mile out. I'm not talking about LPs, OPs, listening posts, observation posts that are 500, 600 yards away. We have that capability too. But what I am talking about is a observation point for interior. My only concern is that it would be too comfortable. But the idea that you could be up here in the middle of summer when the mosquitoes are the worst, have everything off, be able to see everything close by. You know, a stranger, for the most part, most of them don't look up. If you have the lights off, you really can't see this thing at night. On a full moon, you probably could, but you wouldn't be able to see inside of it. So the idea is that you'd have a great vantage point with thermal. You would detect anything quicker, and we have other devices out there right now. By the way, they're all legal. We have the Dakota Alert set up, and we have a couple alarm systems set up that let us know if something's coming down or egressing our trail, or moving into our trail, or into our area here. Some of the thickest part looks like it would not be covered, but I was very strategic about the things I did, and in order for them to come through some of the thick stuff, they'd have to make a lot of noise, and the parts that look like they could make it through have stuff there that will alert us. So we were careful, and we thought about it, and well, the idea is that one man can be very comfortable up here at night. I was thinking, if I had to come up here and sit up here for 3 hours before a shift change, 3 hours, it's a long time. I think the military does 2-hour shifts or something like that, but 3 hours is a long time. And if I had to sit up here for 3 hours, man, it would really be nice not to have to be moving to swat mosquitoes. So I just thought I'd share that with you. It's completely screened in. I do have a way to get out of here real quick. In design, in the planning stages, and I'm going to use it for the grandkids. I'm going to have a zip line, and since I got so many firemen in my family, I'm probably going to do a fire pole. I'll keep that thing well greased, so that way nobody can climb up it, but everybody that goes down is going to go down a lot faster than they thought. I'm just joking. I wouldn't put a grease pole up there, but I thought you'd find that interesting. So anyway, let me get a little plug here for tree service. Tree service. Yes, sir. Still doing trees at 63. Trying not to, though. All right, we're gonna go down this set of stairs here, and we're gonna get to work. Thank you for tuning in to the Prepper Consultant. I'm going to be doing a lot more videos, a lot more often. I've been working so hard. I mean, it took me a couple weeks to build this building. By the way, the walls are over 8 feet tall on this building. And if you're on the ground looking up, man, you better not have no fear of heights. So I'm going to be doing a lot more videos. Most of the videos I'm going to be doing, you'll see the title coming up. It's Thinking Out of the Box in Preparing Your Security. Thinking Out of the Box in Preparing Your Security. This is probably the first one of a series of that. So I'm going to have you looking, and then making I'm going to try to set it up for comments. I'm not real good at that yet. But I'm going to try to set it up for comments. And I hope that I get some good ideas from y'all. And I got to stay within the confines of the law and the Constitution. So don't send me no crazy stuff. Shotgun traps and all that crap. There may come a time for that when there is no law, but right now there is law, and we abide by the law. So we abide by the Constitution. So anyway, that's part of the security. And then I'm going to real quick go over here before I run out of time, because I only get about 30 minutes on this thing. This is something that I just completed, and if I'm not mistaken, I think it was 30-something feet long. So it's my potting table. It's 30-something feet long. I got screen at the bottom to keep the chickens out. The chickens are going up there and destroyed a bunch of my starter plants that I had going here. I had a bunch of figs, and they just ripped my figs apart. But I got the cloth up there. I got it doubled because I wanted it a little bit darker than what it was doing. And I got all kinds of seeds here. Everything from plum trees, seeds, to what else did I have in here? Oh, loquats. And I'm gonna grow a whole bunch. I like them for security. There's one of my buckets to catch my yellow flies with. I dropped it on the ground and it got a bunch of debris on it. But I got a nice little door right here that opens, automatically closes, keeps the chickens out. And you can see I got a couple tables in here. It's long. And I got another table going to go right here between these two posts. So it'll be potting tables. Now, in the event of an event, a pleasant event, could be a birthday party, could be a wedding, I take all them trays, get rid of them, cover all the tables, bring in some stools, line them up, and you will be catered at the Bob's Oyster Bar and Fried Mullet Shack. And we'll have tables and everything set up there. It's kind of neat that I could convert it to that very easy if I wanted to. And I always thought it was kind of neat also to be able to, I just imagined it when I was walking by. I just finished it the other day. I just imagined it. I said, you know, that's not a bad idea. I could have that for multi-purpose, you know. But the idea during the summer is getting our seeds started and everything. And, you know, it's got let's see, 3 entrances to it. One out the back so I can get to all my pots. So there it is. Look at that. My goodness. My workshop, 9.5 foot container. That's sitting almost 2 feet off the ground. Look at that thing. My goodness. So there's my chicken coop. It's where all